Ladies and gentlemen, the commentary community is over! We did in fact lose. It is in fact over. We are not back. And frankly, I'm currently staring down the barrel of a Nerf gun right now, thinking about my regrets, of which there are many. Turkey Tom gets a pass, right? Yes, literally the only pass. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so back! Oh my god, it is not over! We are back, we are chucking, we are sneeding, at our glorious victory, frankly. Turkey Tom Army, we do not lose! We stay gripping. Yeah. Hi.
Who started racism? Yo, facts, I always want to know who started racism, man.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Tom Dark channel. I am your host, Tom Dark, and today we're in for some trouble in paradise, or should I say, trouble in hell, which is basically what the commentary community is at this point. Our first and only story of the day, funnily enough, involves Beau Blacks, Bobby, the king of reading tweets himself. Yes, he's embroiled in some controversy regarding Ethan Klein and the H3 podcast, which gives me an excuse to put this fucking dude in the thumbnail. Thank you very much. So the moment all this began is when Beau Blacks was on a stream, and he was on Twitter, and if you look in the bottom left corner, we can see 4 accounts down there that he's logged into, okay? We have the Beau Blacks account, his main account, nothing weird there. We have Twitter Versus, which is what you expect. We have Beau Blacks videos, you know, these are clearly both his alt accounts. And then we have this other account there, curiously. What does that say? Can you guys read that out loud for me? Now the ad on this account is Throbbing Horse Yo, and the name given to it is Mine's Bigger, and this was quite a shock to me and many others who are unaware that Beau Blacks was a part of this account. I'd never heard of it really, but you know, clearly he's logged in, and upon visiting it, we can see that it's been deactivated since then, or I guess the name has been changed. But there are replies from people like Smaggle Daggle and Chris the Narc on the account, so clearly he got some attention from people from you know, our community, sort of. I say our community, that's a very cringe way to put it. I don't like to say I'm a part of any community, but you know, I make content with these guys, so obviously I'm kind of associated with them, right? I'm kind of a part of the commentary community, I would say. But clearly this got some attention from people that are peripheral to me, peripheral to Augie, Beau Blacks, Keemstar, stuff like that. But this account being noticed by Beau Blacks' audience was not a real issue. It was not the problem. The problem is that the H3 subreddit took a look at it. Here we have a deleted post from the sub called Bobby. Beau Blacks got caught using his secret alt account to spam racial slurs and anti-trans rhetoric. Now this is a pretty serious accusation. I mean, does Beau Blacks have a secret Groiper Twitter account? Is that what this is? Is he fed posting on the Throbbing Horse account? Well, if you actually look at what he said on this account, it's not really serious in any nature. At least it doesn't seem that way to me, and it's actually just a bunch of nonsense he decided to post for laughs. I'll go ahead and read out some of the glorious posts for you guys so you can get an idea of what was going on there. So he starts off with, trans women aren't real women, but I'd still fuck the shit out of them. Then he goes on to say, I'd fuck Joe Biden. Liberals are lol. I'd rather be enslaved to some hot-ass babe rather than a bloody old man who gets nailed to the cross like a cuck. Guys, is this blasphemous? Take this huge L. Should have let us post hot porn onto your site. I mean, to me, all of this reads as just a bunch of cancer he posted when he was bored. This supposedly transphobic statement isn't really that serious in my opinion anyway, considering the fact that he says he would still bang them. I don't know. I feel like if you're interpreting this in any serious light, you're being bad faith. And given the fact anytime Beau Blacks has talked about politics, he's only been speaking like in terms of being pro-progressive, you know what I mean? Being, you know, pro-trans rights, pro-gay rights and stuff like that, anti-discrimination. The fact that anytime he seriously talks about politics on his public platform, that's how he speaks about it. I would guess that this secret alt account is not a serious account, and he's just trolling a little bit, all right? Yeah, just trolling. A little bit of trolling. And then you have a bunch of people in the replies when he tweets about it being like, this is your true self, just be honest. Like, what does that mean? What is his true self? His true self is Throbbing Horse. That's how he views himself. That's his real opinion is liberals are retarded. Like, that doesn't even mean anything. Like Batman, guys, Bruce Wayne is no more, okay? He's just an outer shell, okay? He is Batman in the same way that Beau Blacks is just an outer shell for Throbbing, okay? That's his real personality. Bobby. I mean, the majority of this account does not even contain real opinions. It's all just spam for no reason. Now, if you want to make fun of Josh for this, like, I'm not going to stop you. I personally made fun of him for this, because running an alt account just to say stuff like that is pretty silly, okay? It's like the non-malicious version of what Illuminati did, which is basically just tweeting like a fucking spurg, okay? But these tweets are 4 years old as of the time I'm recording. They're literally from 2019. I think a few of them were from 2021, but still, that's like, you know, years ago. So it's a little cringe to hold him accountable for that, in my opinion. I'm sure there are things we all did years ago in an attempt to be funny, which retrospectively are cringe, but really just don't matter in the long run, you know what I mean? It's funny to laugh at, obviously you can laugh at the cringe, you can call them cringe, I think that's totally fine, but I think acting like this account is any like serious revelation for Beau Blacks, or it shows that he's like a bad person or something is super silly, okay? I'm particularly surprised that the H3 audience would even criticize him for this, considering what Ethan was doing not even that long ago. The dude literally did blackface at one point, he made fun of everyone under the sun, he made every joke under the sun, and even recently he joked about doing something very bad to Vatican City. He said what he said about Ben Shapiro in a certain event, which Jewish people did not enjoy very much. There were a bunch of articles about that. He got a bunch of criticism. It was actually so bad that he got a strike on his channel from YouTube. So why is it okay for Ethan to joke about this and his audience doesn't seem to care, but as soon as Beau Blacks does it, he's like enemy number one, you know what I mean? Just seems a little ridiculous, a little bit hypocritical. So Ethan ended up talking about this on the H3 podcast where he said the following.
I did really want to talk about Bobby. Bobby's alt is so fucking amazing. Beau Blacks' alt got leaked. We could talk about it on Friday, but it is amazing. Stop! It's so crazy. Stop! Dude, it's so crazy. We thought about, no, I think this is worth saying. We thought about inviting him on the live show before this alt came out. Why? What's wrong with that? We wanted to do a gag where he was in the audience, but we changed our mind. Stop! Why? But anyway, his alt is very funny. I thought it'd be funny if he was in the audience and went, "Stop laughing at Sonic," or something. You know, surprise cameo. It's not happening though. And that was before the alt revelation. Super racist. Super duper racist.
Pre-alt era.
And Beau Blacks responded by saying, Ethan Klein said on H3 podcast that he invited me on to be a live human soundboard, but changed his mind after my racist alt account got leaked. Dude, I literally rejected the invite last Thursday, 4 hours after it was sent. Why are you lying saying that it's because of the alt? So it would seem that Ethan was fine having him on the show and basically using him for content, but Beau Blacks turned it down if that was the purpose of it. He said he would come on if it was like a more involved thing, but given the fact he just wanted to use him for a soundboard, he wasn't down. And if we see the DM right here, Beau Blacks in fact did say exactly what he said in that tweet. He said he would come on if they actually wanted to involve him and not just use him for content like a soundboard, which they do tend to do, you know, they bring a lot of people on to just make fun of them, to bully them. So it would seem like Ethan is being a bit facetious here because he didn't really want him on his show. He just wanted to trash him for some content and make fun of him. Damn, Ethan, making fun of an autistic person for content? That's not very PC, man. That's not cool, bro. Are you aware of how ableist that is? And this is especially weird considering Ethan definitely knew about the old Black Lives Matter parody song that Beau Blacks made, which is just as raunchy as his tweets on the alt account, but they were still willing to have him on at that point. So in reality, what Ethan's saying here is just posturing to his audience to please them, to make them think he's a good guy and he's doing the right thing by not platforming, you know, someone as dangerous as Beau Blacks, okay? When in reality, Ethan has no moral compass whatsoever. Dude is a straight up fucking liar, loser. So Beau Blacks ended up releasing a statement about all this and how he feels about the situation, which I'm gonna give a read right now. You know, it's a decent read. If you don't want to listen to me read it all, then you can skip to this timestamp shown on screen right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it a read so you guys can see what Beau Blacks said. I don't think I've said how I feel about being a soundboard meme on H3, so I'll say it here and then move on. My sense of humor is pretending to be absurd. In the past, that came in the form of stuff like the BLM song, where I pretend to be a black guy who wants to kill everyone else. That was in 2016, and since then I've kept that sense of humor but used it in ways that aren't harmful, like stop laughing at Sonic and other gags I made in my comedy videos like the Zelda review I did last week. I love that this side of me is highlighted on H3 podcast with memes. I think it's funny. I just don't like that it's portrayed as how I actually act. I really wish the H3 audience was aware that I'm playing it up for fun and I'm not actually unhinged. The reason why I was open to coming on as a guest is because I'd like to clear that up and show the normal side of me. I did an AMA on the H3 subreddit last year and his fans really enjoyed seeing me express myself as a person and not a living meme. So I'm sure the podcast viewers who aren't on Reddit would also enjoy an H3 podcast episode with me as a guest. It would also give me an opportunity to talk about autism to a larger audience, which is something that I think would help a lot of his audience to hear about. Unfortunately, Ethan is only interested in using my jokes and using my humor to paint me as a schizo to laugh at, rather than making it clear it's a joke and letting us all enjoy the mayhem of my antics together with no bad blood. The Throbbing Horse alt account is going to be showed on this podcast tomorrow and will be portrayed in a light that isn't favorable to me. The account has existed for 10 years and is used to follow blocked accounts. Occasionally, when I was bored, I'd use the account to say absurd things with the theme that I'm a horny guy who's unhinged and ready to fuck anyone, including Joe Biden, while saying a lot. I didn't think it would be harmful because nobody followed the account and nobody knew it was me. I was just having fun. I care a lot about discrimination of all kinds and equal human rights because as an autistic person, I was always treated as lesser to everyone else, and I never want anyone else to feel the way I did growing up. It's f***ed up my self-esteem. I'm so sorry to anyone who feels like they're lesser or the punchline of a joke because of my actions. I really don't want to hurt anyone, and knowing that my comments on that account will be shown to 100,000 plus people tomorrow and that black viewers will see it and feel like I'm treating them as a joke genuinely eats me up inside. My YouTube channel will be fine, but I fear that my black viewers will see the account of H3 and feel like I think their culture is a joke and I don't respect them. I felt disrespected all my life, and it makes me sad knowing I'm going to inflict that same feeling onto people just because they were born with a specific skin color. Might talk about this in a YouTube video if Ethan ends up showing the account. It would also be a good time to address the BLM song on my main since I've never done so before. I'm so sorry to anyone I've hurt with my jokes. Please know that no matter what you look like or feel like from birth, that you're human and just as valid as anyone else. Alright, so a pretty long post there. Now to be honest, I feel like this statement has very good intentions. I feel like it's obvious from what he said. He doesn't want to upset anyone. His motivation is clearly that he wants to make his motivations clear and tell the audience why he made those jokes and how he doesn't want to upset anyone who may be black that's a viewer of him. But in the end, this statement I think did not need to happen. Really, all he needed to say is be like, hey guys, if you get offended by my jokes, then I'm sorry about that, but I make a lot of jokes, and if that bothers you, then you can feel free to unsubscribe. Because at the end of the day, I make a lot of jokes both on and off video that I think would probably offend quite a few people. Every joke is offensive to someone, but just because someone gets mad does not mean you need to apologize to them, especially the audience. If it's your personal friend, then I get that, right? If I care about my relationship with someone and make a joke they find offensive, it's not unlikely that I would apologize for hurting their feelings because I care about that person, right? But to the audience, they're not your personal friend, you know what I mean? And if you make a joke they find offensive, I don't think you should apologize for hurting their feelings because you don't owe them anything. You especially should not be apologizing to a hypocrite like H3 and his audience who will act like other people making jokes is so silly and is so out of pocket and then go on his stream and say the crazy shit he does. The dude is being totally disingenuous from the start, and so are his fans. They don't even care that you said that shit. They just want to use it against you because you don't like Ethan. So personally, I would tell them to go get f***ed, which they probably already are in the every single night. No need to respect the opinion of low IQ Redditors. Literal Redditors, by the way, and not just any subreddit, the H3 subreddit, okay? Imagine being the kind of person who uses this sub in modern day. Fucking losers. Not a pretty picture at all behind that screen. And believe it or not, even Keffels is somehow outraged at what Beau Blacks said, which is just too perfect, honestly, because why wouldn't she be fucking mad, right? What else does she have to talk about? Beau Blacks made a joke on a 2-follower account named Throbbing Horse 4 years ago, and we're supposed to be outraged. You were a lying, degenerate meth addict 4 months ago, and we're supposed to say you've changed? Make it make sense. And believe it or not, Tipster a few years ago actually defended Beau Blacks on his old jokes and such.
I'm a little bit biased in this situation because the situation we're going to talk about is someone that is, a friend of mine, and it was something that was really messed up in regards to my friend. And the friend that we're talking about right now is Beau Blacks. This song was called "Black Lives Matter," and like I said, it was meant to be a joke amongst friends, something he did 4 years ago when he was just a teenager. And there's a couple things that he said in more recent times that I don't agree with either. But you know what? Beau Blacks is his own man. You know, if he wants to joke around and tell edgy jokes and stuff like that, he's totally free to do that. I definitely wouldn't say some of the shit that he says, but you know what? He's his own man, and I know that he's not a bad dude. He may joke about some really edgy topics, but that doesn't make him a bad guy, and it certainly doesn't make him racist.
And now this video is removed from his channel. Dude's an actual fucking coward when it comes to this stuff. Tipster is such an embarrassment, man. Yeah, that's all I'll say for now. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video to the end. Leave a like if you liked it, leave a dislike if you disliked it. Drop a comment down below with your thoughts on the commentary apocalypse. And I'll catch you all in the next episode of the Tom Dark Drama Show. Follow my Instagram, Tom@Dark, for selfies, stories, and pictures of my rectum, and I'll see you all in the next video tomorrow. Goodbye.